Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Bane here, back in with another account review. Things are a little bit different today because I'm actually on a walking pad doing this review. So not only that, but we also have a somewhat earlier game account. I don't know where in the account, actual world progression, where this man is, but we're gonna take a look at it. Blade1k won a account giveaway last time on stream during the week, so we're gonna go through his account today. Get through that, see what advice we can offer, and see what I can do to improve the account. Also, hopefully I don't get winded and you don't hear me breathing heavily into the microphone. We'll see how this works. Anyways, I apologize if it's bad quality. It's my first time doing this, and I really want to walk and get more active and exercise, and I want to combine that in stream. Kind of like what Jedra does. I like that idea. So anyways, we'll just jump into the review, kind of get into it. So Blade1k, let's kind of take a look where you are in the world. Death Note. Okay, well, I say earlier game account, but he's at Samurai Guardians. So anyways, not deep end game like we normally cover. Most of the people that we do end up having near done Eclipse Skulls at the end of World 6, Eclipse Samurai Guardians, every character's there. So there's a little bit to talk about that you still need to do to be really considered end game, not by our Discord standards, because we think end game's 0.1% tome, but for you to be at the true end game of Idleon, you want to be at the end of World 6. Every single character is at the end of Samurai Guardians, and you want Eclipse Skulls and all the mobs. The reason why I personally consider that to be endgame is that it really sets you up to start doing and going back heavily investing into some of the mechanics that have been introduced that are more time sync related. So getting to the end of World 6 is still good, and getting to that portal is also very important for your account for progressing farming specifically, because there is a bubble called Cropius Mapper. What Cropius Mapper does is it gives you crop evolution chance, depending how many portals you've unlocked per character in World 6. So by pushing all 10 characters to Samurai Guardians, I guess with the exception of V-Man, because you can just use the portal at this point to just progress that character to Samurai Guardians, just click on the Void Trial speedrun. You'll have unlocked all the portals once you exit it. Once you get all 10 characters there, you'll get a huge early game kind of crop evolution boost multiplier. It's actually really, really good. Let's have a barbecue sauce debate during his review. Please don't. So that's kind of your first goal, is get all 10 characters to the end of World 6 to get that boost from Cropius Mapper. It's going to help you a ton in farming. It is a very small increase in crop evolution chance, but nonetheless, it will help you a little bit in progressing farming a little bit, getting some extra crops that way. And before I swap over and talk about your bubbles, I think another early game thing that you can do is trying to get Eclipse Skulls, or at least trying to get 100 million kills on your Blood Berserker for the Super Chows. Once you get 100 million kills on Blood Berserker for those Super Chows, you'll get a lot more cooking speed. It's a pretty decent multiplier to cooking speed. I think once you get all 80 plus mobs into the 100 million kill range, it will give you couple hundred million cooking speed. It's a pretty significant increase, and you should do it to help you get your plates up to higher levels. And with plates being level 110 at the cap, you're going to need a lot of cooking speed to get there naturally, or obviously taking a lot of time, allowing no meal left behind to kind of hit that over time. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd aim for just early game. I say early game, but when you're at this stage of the game, it's just push every single character there, get 100 million kills, and then look towards Eclipse Skulls on all the mobs here. Side bit of tangent, what you can do instead is you can also try to push Glunko up a little bit more. Go active Deathbringer on Glunko, put as many Bonejo Pickles you can on your character. Don't be in Wraith form when you do this, just stay active on that map over time. Within a day of total active AFK time, you should see that number get close to 10k, maybe even 100k, depending how many Bonejo Pickles you have and how high level of a talent that is. Jesus Christ. Chad is having a blast over there, I can tell. Refinery. Okay, so you're kind of nearing, you've entered that exponential snowball stage of redox salts. And when I say exponential, it's very slow to start, but you've hit that 1 mil resource cap on the power. Once you hit that, every single time you rank it up and level it up, it'll start increasing in speed. So your goal right now is to increase cycle speed and keep leveling up red salts. The more you level up red salts, the faster it'll be in the future. And that's how you start pushing into the like hundreds of levels to thousands of levels. If you saw Oxy's review that we did last week, he's in like 10,000 red salts, 10,000 orange salts because he did this grind. It obviously takes a long time, and it's going to take a long time. That's completely fine. Just be mindful if you're wanting to get your salts into the hundreds of levels, which is something you want to do if you're trying to approach endgame, because the more red salt levels you have in your refinery, the faster you can get those vials up to level 13, and the more you can produce for just general production. Also increases your DK damage, which is going to help you in the cavern. I'll talk about that a little bit later if we need to, but the dog den, the hound den, you need a lot of damage on your DK, and DK is generally the best class for pushing those opals in the hound den. So getting more damage through refinery should be relatively easy, or should be starting to get easier for you, since it's taking like weeks right now, but in a few months, it'll probably be taking a few days to get levels reliably on your red salts. Sorry, because I'm doing this like walking review, I do need to take a little bit more breaths, because talking a lot and walking, it turns out, does exacerbate you a little bit. I don't even know if exacerbate is the right word, but you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. There are two things that I kind of want you to focus on when you're looking at your printer. I want to see your printer page a little bit fuller on some of the characters. Obviously, you still have slots to print stuff on. I would rather you take your characters and make them print their class-specific resources. So your Siegebreaker should be printing catching materials. Your Deathbringer, if you have one of them, should be printing fishing. The other one should be printing mining. If you have DK, it should be printing ore. Elemental Sorcerer and Bubo should be chopping. And your goal, like your number one priority, is obviously print the refinery resources. You want to print those refinery resources so you don't run out of them, because that can't happen. The second priority is try to get atoms. Atoms, honestly, even right now for endgamers, are really, really important, because the Windwalker compass increases the amount of atom levels that are available. So instead of getting level 30 boron as the cap, now that cap has increased to 50, I believe. So you need billions and billions of atoms, not including any cost reduction or anything. But those billions and billions of atoms are going to be needed. So even if you're endgame now, atoms are still needed, and atoms are very much necessary at any point in the game. So the more you can push your atom generation, the better it will be. Next review at the gym. Absolutely. When I'm like lifting weights and shit. No, thank you. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I can see here that atom generation is going to be pretty crucial for you to helping you progress your account. So trying to get to boron 20 is going to be a big goal for you. Boron 20, I mean, no matter where you are, is going to be really, really good. Getting that is going to help a ton with your alchemy, which is going to help you progress even damage, help you progress skilling efficiency. It'll help you progress some of the other mechanics, such as summoning, for example, because you can get things like essence generation. Some of them require certain resources to level up instead of the summoning resources or the Jade Coin game. So upgrading those bubbles with atoms may be worth your time to help you progress summoning a little bit. But outside of that, obviously trying to get resources into like 100 mil resource cost. Using boron is just generally over time going to help you progress your alchemy. With the Gambit Cavern doubling the amount of alternate particle upgrades you get, boron becomes really, really good. It always has been good, but now it's even better. And with the introduction of essentially from your point plus 30 max atom levels, atom generation is going to be a big pain point for your account. And because you're at Samurai Guardians, once you get all of your characters there, your big progression point is going to be skilling. So you're going to really want to focus a lot on skilling efficiency. So that means upgrading your stamps, upgrading your alchemy, upgrading vault if it's not maxed already, which I probably assume it is. And obviously your caverns, looking at the bravery monument, the justice monument, the wisdom monument, those ones specifically for scaling your skill efficiency to help you with your prints. The other thing is obviously trying to push to Cavern 15. Cavern 15 will unlock the Dragon Warrior statue. Dragon Warrior statue is going to be huge for your skill efficiency, because getting that to Onyx will obviously increase the amount of all statue bonus that you have, which is going to scale things like the mining statue, the my god, the old reliable statue, the chopping statue, lumber bob statue. All those ones are going to get scaled by Dragon Warrior to help you really pump out really high numbers on your skill efficiency to get you higher prints. And higher prints is just kind of the name of the game when you're at this stage of the game, because the higher prints you have, the more atom generation. More atom generation means more boron levels. More boron levels means more alchemy, which means more skill efficiency, which means higher prints, which means more atom generation. It just all kind of goes back and forth. Atoms are right now one of the biggest focuses in the game. So at any point, if you can increase your atom generation, that means you're going to be progressing even faster. Yes, and you know, and as an aside to that, trying to pump up your sources for like statue deposit bonus, making sure you have the amount of vials requisite to where snakeskin vials at 100%. This one right here, you're at 97.2%. So getting this vial to level 13 will make it so you have a guaranteed double deposit. Anything above 100% doesn't actually work here. So getting this vial to 13 is going to be a first big break point, what you want to do. What I really recommend, probably easiest step-to-step progression, what you should do is get all your characters to the end of World 6, get Samurai Guardian. Number 2, start working on your vials. Take Elemental Sorcerer, be active on some of these maps. Such as, you know, the board beans for the money percent you see here, the skinny zero cal, the snakes trying to get this vial to 13, Glublins trying to get this to 13, Gigafrogs trying to get this to 13, rats, this one, mimics, all the monster materials you see here you want to try to get to level 13. Make sure to equip Soulable Gum on your characters, use your Charge Siphon, try to get this vial to 13. If you can't right now, completely fine, you can come back to it later. Just make sure to always progress levels on Worship on your V-Man and levels on Trapping on your V-Man as well, because that'll help level up or either increase the bonus of Species Epoch. Species Epoch is a big multiplier to soul gain and critter gain, which means you'll be able to get this vial to 13 relatively easy, but it'll just take some effort. And honestly, before even trying to get Turtle Vial to 13, which I see you trying to do, I'd rather you focus on like base critters. Base critters are going to be pretty important, which you can get in the Windwalker, by the way, because it'll give you EXP, and the higher EXP you get, the more trapping levels you can get on V-Man, which again transitions into Species Epoch. Species Epoch is one of the biggest multipliers for trapping and critter gain that you can get in the game, outside of obviously Soulable Gum, Dragon Warrior statue, and the Feasty statue. But in terms of critter gain, it is absolutely massive. So the higher level of V-Man you get in trapping, that is, the more critters you can get. So it's going to be really, really important for you to do that. And then once you get high enough level in trapping, say like 80, 90, 100, you can start trying to print the Honker Vial. This will again give you base critters, which means you get even more EXP in V-Man, getting higher levels of Species Epoch, which means it's going to help you translate into getting these vials to level 13. Getting vials to 13 is such an underrated but very important grind for anyone at any point in the game. If you see an endgamer with an unlevel 13 vial, you can guarantee he's going to try to push to get that vial to 13, because it multiplies the other vials bonuses, which just helps generally everywhere in his account. So getting vials to 13 is a really big push, and it's also a really good way to help scale your account. Kind of going backwards to bubbles. First big thing I see here is your second bubbles. So your multiplier bubbles are not level 450. Level 450 on those bubbles represents around a 90% breakpoint. So 90% of whatever the total bonus is, which is roughly 3x of what the value is here. So the actual like 100% true cap of these bubbles is around 3x. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's around there. So getting to 90% is a first big breakpoint for this bubble, because it doesn't have a lot of diminishing returns. So you can spend those atoms there, get to 450, and that'll help you not only with skill efficiency, but also help you with damage. While you're on that class, the skill efficiency of the class of the skill that they specialize in is going to multiply pretty high, which means you can get higher prints on those characters. So it's really important you do that. And then obviously try to replicate that for Mage's Best and for Archer of Bust, which is the purple and green cauldron respectively. Whew. Okay, something else I'm noting here is you have Cooking Roadkill at level 900, and you have Name My Guest at level 1000, this bubble right here, which means you were likely an hourly clicker. Instead of hourly clicking, I would honestly recommend stopping that because it sometimes burns people out. Instead of hourly clicking, I would consider doing candy clicking. I wouldn't consider it right now, but work on getting your efficiency higher. You can continue to hourly click just in the short term, but in my experience, it tends to burn people out a little bit, especially me. I stopped hourly clicking a while ago. And I would instead focus on trying to get to a point where you can candy click. I did make a short about candy clicking, when you should look at candy clicking. Once you get into the billions of resource, candy clicking becomes a little more effective because every single candy you use means you get over 1 billion of that resource, which equates to essentially 1 click in the bubble. So the more billions you get, the more effective the click is. But just be mindful that's something you may want to do instead of hourly clicking to help stave off burnout. I find it to be a little bit better. Yeah. In terms of burnout, obviously it's still one of the sweatier mechanics. It's not exactly easy, nor is it fun to do, but compared to hourly clicking, I much prefer it. Depends on personal preference. If you find hourly clicking to be better, absolutely go for it, but you can get more raw bubble levels out of candy clicking than you can hourly clicking, just in a 1 hour period. Hi chat. How's it going? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we'll get to stamps in a second. I know we skipped over that, but okay. I think it's okay for you to be focusing on sigils right now. Not necessarily the worst thing, but I would consider getting P-Pod up to iodized, even though it's a long grind. I would consider doing that. But ultimately, you may want to consider stopping sigils and working on liquid cauldrons a little bit more to get your cap and rate a little bit higher. The reason I'm saying that is because while you can benefit from some sigil still, and it's not a bad idea for you to do, you still need to get Turtle Vial to level 13 for you to really be able to experience sigils in its true glory. Because right now your sigil speed was like 51x. And obviously I'm a bad example to compare to because I have so many more bonuses than you, but my bonus is in like the 300s or so, even further than that because the arcade bonus, which is available now. So getting Turtle Vial to 13 is one big thing you need to do. And as I mentioned, you can probably do that relatively easily now because of how much base critters per trap is available to you, how many levels you can get on V-Man, how hard you can scale Species Epoch. But getting every other Vial to 13 is also going to help you with sigil speed. So if you do it right now, it's maybe a little inefficient. Maybe you can get more benefit from doing your liquid cauldrons a little bit more, getting more liquid rate and cap up. But eventually getting those vials to 13 will make the sigil grind so much faster, and getting P-Pod up to iodized first is going to help in that goal as well, because that'll multiply with Turtle Vial. With it being level 13 will make the sigil grind go by so much faster. Shut up, Alistios. We don't talk about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yes, in my opinion, I think in terms of arcade shop, what you should max out in this rotation right now is drop rate, and then maybe in your situation, I would do sigil speed, and then I would probably do construction build rate, or maybe Equinox. Well, Equinox less so, because actually, hold on, before I say that, let me look at your Equinox. If you messed it up, I would do Equinox, but if you haven't, oh wow, okay. Okay, you haven't royally screwed it up, but I would not put any points into Laboratory Fuse. It's complete bait. It's like the worst one here. It does essentially nothing for you when you could just level up Lab instead. So I would stop putting points in here, but the good news is you haven't royally screwed it up. If at most I would put 1 level into Food Lust, and then everything else into literally anything but that. Anything but Laboratory Fuse, anything but Food Lust are all good. Faux Jewels are really good. Slow Rust Whiz, good if you do tower defense. Faux Jewels is amazing for some free drop rate. Equinox Symbols is the best one. Probably up there with Liquid Vestment. I still rate Equinox Symbols better than Liquid Vestment. I know, crazy. But the minimum talent levels is so incredibly important for the master classes now. So it's just really, really important you get that up. And obviously, talking about Equinox while we're here, please do your Equinox. I see you have some pretty easy ones, for example. Using 100,000 cooking ladles in a single usage. Obviously, this just takes time. So just doing that, you're nearing on the 300 construction on your character. Make sure you have directional EXP cogs pointed towards your DK. DK tends to get a lot more construction EXP. Voter rights, yeah. Yeah. Make sure you have directional EXP cogs pointed towards your DK. DKs get a lot of construction EXP, so it's easier to hit level 300 on those characters than any other, and you're nearing that point. Also, if you can add them, call me Bob, I would do that as well, to help get you more construction EXP, because it's a linear bubble, gives you a ton of construction EXP, and it's one of the easier skills to really scale. World 2 party dungeon's a little bugged if you do it in a party. I don't know if that's been changed one of the recent updates, but good luck to that. World 3, less so. World 3 should be relatively easy. If you ask for a party in our Discord, there's an entirely possible chance you can get someone that'll do that. By the way, if you're not part of the Discord, make sure to look at the description. Join the Discord. It's a good resource for you. It's got a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of people available to answer any questions you have. The 115 round in Pet Arena, Zadek, I believe you have a little image of the optimal pet composition that you can do. Look at the organized tips and tricks. Should be, I think, in the World 4 things, but you can also press Control F, try to type in Pet Arena or Arena, and try to find something in the Discord related to that. There should be some graphic available of some pet composition you can use to get to round 115 to unlock that, because that'll unlock faux jewels for you, which is drop rate. Drop rate is really, really good. Not there? RIP. Sounds good. We'll get to that in a second then. Well, if this video is posted, hopefully it should be there. Okay, Kangaroo. You guys know what I feel about this. Getting to 7 megafish, 8 megafish should be pretty easy now. If you aren't at Gambit Cavern, this will help getting more megafish and more mega feathers. So trying to push the hole, trying to get higher hole levels is going to help a ton. I saw you were at the Gloomy Cavern, so getting some gloomy statues is going to help getting you villager EXP. We'll go to that in a second so that we can talk about it. Okay, your explorer is level 12, so that means you are at the tree. After that's wisdom, after that's gambit. So you need to. You're doing the split opal investment. It's not bad. Because of how low opals you have, it may not be worth it for you right now. I think you should try to get more opals. I know it's easier said than done, but let's look at some of the sources of stuff you can do to really help scale your opals. Obviously, you're at Cavern 12, so doing some of the tree resources may help with that. Since you have the studier, I would recommend trying to upgrade some of the skilling ones with your study rate. So upgrading Motherlode, upgrading the Evertree. Sorry, not Evertree. It's going to take you days to get that, but upgrading the Hive, those will reduce the cap of resources need to upgrade those caverns, or rather, break through the resource to get the opals. So investing some points into the Hive, getting that to level 5, getting Motherlode to level 5, it's going to make it easier to get the opals from the skilling resource. So you may be able to get 2, 3, 4 more opals from there. And as you level up skill efficiency, it'll make it easier to collect more of those resources, making those Hive layers peel away a lot faster, which overall is going to help you with the whole, because every single layer you peel away of the Motherlode will give you more bucket fill rate. Every single layer you peel away of the Hive is going to give you more string harp note gain. Every single layer you peel away of the Evertree is going to give you more rupee generation because of the engineer bonus. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you get it right now. Since you have split opals, this is completely fine. You really need to focus on sources of villager EXP right now to help scale the other villagers to be even higher. So whenever you do bravery, your number one priority should be trying to get villager EXP. Whenever you do justice, trying to get villager EXP there as well. In the bell, trying to get villager EXP there as well, trying to reset and trying to get a better distribution of bell is going to help. There's the jar collectibles, trying to get jar collectibles for villager EXP. If you don't have those already, you're going to help a little bit. Let's see what your jar distribution is right now, see if you're lucky. Okay, I would, oh wow. So I would stop collecting. Okay. Yeah, I would take off your click on blue Fabergé egg. I would instead try to click on like emerald ore or yeah, I'd probably try to enchant Emerald Ore to get more Villager EXP. It's effectively a multiplier for Villager EXP. So if you want to level up your villagers even faster, which you should want to do right now, it'll help you progress the hole so much faster to get to Cavern 13, 14, to unlock some of the Measurer stuff, to unlock some of the Engineer stuff to help you scale the hole. So trying to enchant Emerald Ore right now to get you more Villager EXP is absolutely the way to go. So that should be, if you have the wishes to honestly reset your enchantment, I would do that right now, because I'm not going to lie, your collectibles to me show that you were absolutely screwed out of the second page, and you need Villager EXP right now more so than you need a chance to find higher collectibles and chance to enchant. So I would reset your jar enchantments, and I would double click on Emerald Ore and really try to push that as much as you can. Yeah. Okay, you have 10,000 hours in Justice, which is great. Sorry, Bravery, which is great, because you can push relatively far. But like I said, focusing on Villager EXP is going to be fantastic for you. Good, you have this. That's good to see. I want to see that you have the whole one. You have this one. This is perfect. Wait, hold on. So you did the opal split, but you didn't upgrade the thing that actually gets you more EXP for doing the opal split. So you have opal split on your characters, but you don't have this Conjurer bonus upgraded. So by you splitting opals across your character, you're not actually getting the EXP bonus that you normally would. So I would... So the splitting opal method only works if you have any points into this upgrade, and you don't. So you screwed yourself out of really getting that EXP. So I would consider doing a lamp reset for your Conjurer bonuses. And what would I take out of? Okay. Okay. I would take points out of Idleon magic. I wouldn't put any points into the weapon power. I would put 1 point into the forge capacity. I would max out multi-ore, and I wouldn't even put a point into the ballot box bonus. And then I would take those 6 points, 7 points that you have, max out the every 10th opal invested boost through EXP gain, and I would also put a point here into Belaya, and then put the rest of the points into here, and then whatever points you have left over put into Belaya, because the study rate, like I said, is going to help you progress the whole a little bit. So focusing on Villager EXP as much as you can, and focusing on that split opal, that because you have it right now, is going to help you a ton. You're going to see your EXP probably hit the millions with the 20 opals. It may be close to the millions, which is going to make leveling up, it's going to make leveling up the Engineer, it's going to make leveling up the Measurer go by so much faster. So I would highly recommend doing that, because right now you're not benefiting from the opal split as much as you could be, and you're going to really, really get a lot more Villager EXP that way than you would by obviously not having this spec'd. So do that, do the Conjurer point reset, keep roughly the same distribution, just take points out of Forge capacity, take all the points out of Weapon Power effect, and take the point out of Ballot Box multiplier. Okay. For your skilling prints, I would max out Zerg Rush again. Zerg Rush again is a fantastic prayer, because obviously it'll give you AFK gain rate, which will help your prints a little bit a little bit better. I mean, get to these when you can. I see you can max out some of the stuff like the purple salts. I mean, depending if you need them right now, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably save off until you have higher level refinery. Orange salts are just going to be a grind. They'll take a long time to do, because you obviously need to have really high refinery to even get close to the 100 levels needed on Salt Lick, but it is a way to increase your refinery speed, which you talked about a little bit later. The total damage dealt from Pingus isn't really going to give you that much. The liquid rate and capacity for Alchemy is really, really good. But once you get those critter vials to 13, go back, try to max out Salt Lick for the liquid rate and cap, because it's actually really, really good increase. Do you need opal at each villager to get the bonus back after reset? The bonus back? What bonus back? No, So you don't need any opals and villagers to get like what they give you. You just need levels. You can have 0 opals and a villager and still get what they give you. If that's your question. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. So sneaking. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Wait. You have. Okay. Please hold. Okay. So, number one priority. Get those last lanterns. Those last lanterns are absolutely insane for helping you with sailing. The Wind's Lantern will scale Summoner wind bonuses, which means you get more artifact find chance. So by leveling up the last lanterns on the last island, trying to get Wind's Lantern to Sovereign is going to give you so much more artifact find chance, and it's going to make getting every other relic so much faster, so much better. It's also going to help you kind of progress Onyx Lantern. It's going to help you progress Shim Lantern, which those ones are going to help you a ton in scaling efficiency. It's going to help you a ton in damage. It's going to help you a ton in survivability if that's a problem for you right now, which I don't suspect it is, but it might be. But it's also going to help you with boost food effect. It's going to help you get those soul vials up to level 13. Onyx statues are really... they're not really slept on. We talk about it a lot, really, but I can't overstate how important Onyx statues are. And getting the Onyx Lantern up, even to Ancient, is going to help you a ton with your account. Like that multiplier for Onyx statue bonus is really, really good. Any effect we can get to increase statue bonuses is going to help a ton with anyone's account. So getting those lanterns, even the base forms, is going to really skyrocket your account progress. It's going to make the other artifacts so much easier to get. Artifact find chance from Justice, I would, maybe get a few points into it, but you don't need to. It wouldn't hurt. It would probably help you a ton here. I think the biggest limiting factor for your account is not really artifact find chance. It's more so sailing speed, since I don't know if you have enough sailing speed to reach the last island within like 2 hours. Even if it's honestly within 6 hours, I think it's completely fine. I know that goalpost kind of shifts every review I do, but it's just with golden hamster gummies, it's really not that hard to get a lot of these artifacts up to Sovereign, but getting those last lanterns on the last island is going to be incredibly impactful for your account, and that's absolutely something you should do right now. Swap all your boats to the lighthouse island as soon as you can to get those lanterns. Okay. Have all the gods unlocked. And if you want sailing speed, upgrading the blessings across these gods are going to help. So it's going to take atoms, it's going to take bits, whatever resources you have to spend, I would highly recommend trying to spend them here. Even if you end up dumping all your resources onto some of these gods, it's completely worth it. So upgrade Bagger, upgrade Permeep, upgrade Goharat, the goat god. All those ones for the blessings to increase sailing speed are going to help a lot. There's also, I think, slab grinding will give you sailing speed, so make sure to do a little bit of slab grinding. Let's see kind of what are some easy ones for you to get, which you should have a ton. You have a lot of crafted ones, I see. Yeah, a lot of crafted ones. You have a lot of dungeon ones. You can very easily scale your sailing speed here just by doing some slab grinding. As much as you don't want to do it, this is significantly going to help your progress here. Significantly. Honestly, I don't think it's unrealistic for you to increase your slab by a minimum of 50, even maybe 100 at the bare minimum. It's just going to take some more active grinding on your part to be able to do this, but 100% you can do slab grinding to get you more sailing speed. It'll help you with bit gain as well. It'll help you with essence generation, with damage, with divinity points, jade coin. Slab is just so good, and it's slept on by a lot of people early game. So if you want some easy account progress, here you go. Like, you have some really easy craftable materials. You have a lot of easy things you can do from like World 1, World 2, World 3 party dungeon. I see you have like the platinum body armor, you have E-font armor, you have some of the beginner gear you can make. You have the acorn topper, you have the nugget fedora, whatever the hat is. Cheese or helmet. There's a lot of stuff here that I can see you doing within seconds. bloopy rings, for example. Like, there's a lot here. Okay, and lastly, the good old farming. So, farming early game is all about stronger vines, nutritious soil, product doubler, which you don't even have yet, like upgraded, and land plots. That's it. Focus on those upgrades, get them up another few levels. Land plots, get it up like 2 levels, 3 levels. Stronger vines, get it up to 140%. Try to push it to 200 if you can. If it's costing in the tens of thousands of resources, maybe stop, come back to it. Nutritious soil, same thing, get up to like tens of thousands. Product doubler, get to like 1,000 resource costs, tens of thousands. Kind of up to you, but getting to 100% chance for the 2x crops is going to help you early game a lot, because I imagine you're not profiting a lot from value multiplier. So getting product doublers early on is going to help you a ton in getting your crop levels up. And in addition to that, every crop you find from here on out is going to give you base critters. Base critters, like I mentioned before, is incredibly important and something you want to focus on. It's also going to help you with meal speed. It's going to help you with gaming, so you can get into the red bits to hopefully get the red super bit, hopefully get the 90Q super bits and such. But doing farming, progressing it, trying to upgrade day market a lot, spending your beans on evolution GMO, spending your beans on speed GMO, trying to grind out 200 crops, trying to grind out 1,000 crops. It's just slow progression. Kind of read the night market, however many crops it says, try to get one of each of those crops to do. And the more you invest into farming, the more your account's going to be better for it. And honestly, for Windwalker, it's going to help a ton because of the pet rate. It's going to help you push breedability pets even higher to get you crit chance on Windwalker. So farming is really good, and I highly recommend you try to do it as soon as possible. I talk about it incessantly in almost every single review I do, because people sleep on farming and how good it is. Yep, not bad point distribution in my opinion. Maybe too many points of soil EXP boost. I'd rather probably put those points into product boost, not mega boost, but product boost. Honestly, I would maybe consider putting 0 points into mega boost and putting all of your points into product boost instead, just because of how bad production mega boost is. Well, I guess early game with low level land ranks, it could be worth it for you. But as you progress later and get like into the 40s, 50s levels of production boost, it may be more point efficient to put those 53 points into production boost, all I'm saying. But obviously just collecting your crops is going to help level up your land ranks, which means you can push it even further to unlock even more crops. Okay, Blade, we'll stop there. For someone that's transitioning to the end game, there's a lot for you to work on and catch up to. So obviously it's going to take a lot more active time for you to focus on, but definitely it's you've entered into the grindy stage of Idleon now that you've reached the end of World 6. So I wish you the best of luck with farming. Like I mentioned before at the top of the video, crop evolution boosts. Pushing all of your characters to the end of World 6 with the Samurai Gardens is going to give you a little bit increase to crop evolution boost because of the Cropius Mapper talent here, or sorry, bubble. Where is it? This one right here. It's going to give you crop evo for every character you've unlocked in World 6, or every portal you've unlocked on every character in World 6. Yeah. Endgame is a very subjective topic. For all intents and purposes, if you beat World 6, you've reached the end of Idleon, right? But obviously, there's a lot of game content. It's hard to judge when endgame is, but for you to really consider going back, reaching the end of World 6 is a great stopping point because you can't further progress into the game. So pushing all your characters to the end of World 6 is going to help you with farming. It's going to help you with crop boost and stuff. So good luck. I wish you the best of luck, Blade. Hope to see your comment down there. If you guys have any questions, obviously reach out in the Discord. Lots of people in there to help answer any questions you have, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye. Hey there guys, it's Bane here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.